This is the speaking test for the International English Language Testing System conducted on the 17th of May at Diyorbek IELTS. The candidate is Ulug Umidjonov and the candidate number is 501468. And the examiner is Diyorbek Hayitmurodov. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Ulug Umidjonov.
Can I see your identification, please?
Yes.
Thank you. That's fine. Now, in this first part, I would like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about the house or apartment you live in. What kind of house or apartment do you live in now?
I live in a 4-bedroom apartment. I recently moved here.
Do you enjoy living in this apartment?
Yes, absolutely. I especially like the fact that it's so spacious, at least compared to my previous, apartment.
Are there any shops or other facilities near your home?
Yeah, I think that's the best part about living here. Some of the shops are just only walking distance, and I really like that. So convenient.
Let's now talk about views people enjoy looking at. Are there any places with a good view where you live?
Yes, absolutely. When I look out the balcony, I can see the whole city line. Basically, the views are just amazing. And I can also see the Tashkent TV tower, which is pretty grand.
What's the best view you have ever seen?
It's gotta be when I visited the mountains a couple of months ago. Actually, it was a couple of weeks ago. It was this trekking event, and I had a lot of fun. I went to the top of the mountains, and that was pretty impressive.
Do you always take photos when you see a good view?
Not always, right? Certainly less than I think I do. If you know what I mean. I find that I really try and capture the moment. Just be in the present, I guess. I want to hang out with my friends and really just soak in all that.
Do you try to have a good room with a good view when you're on holiday?
I really find myself going on very few holidays, which is probably why I don't really care much about the view. Unless, of course, I happen to go abroad where, I would absolutely love to, have an apartment which overlooks the sea or something like that.
Let's talk about cakes and other sweet things. Did you enjoy cakes and sweets when you were a child?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like every other kid, I must have really loved eating cakes. I especially on special occasions like birthdays. But other than that, my parents never really indulged me.
Have you ever made a cake yourself?
I'm afraid not. It's not something that I ever learned. I guess it's sort of like a girl's thing for me. I never really tried it.
On what occasions do people in your culture eat special cakes or other sweet food?
It's certainly birthdays, and I believe these other special celebrations. It doesn't have to be a particular birthday. It could mark, the start of a new event, like someone got into a job, or maybe they're retiring, and those.
Do you enjoy eating something sweet at the end of a meal?
I generally enjoy desserts. I think it's a good way to finish off a meal. And then I wash it down with a Coke or something.
Now, I'm going to give you a topic, and I would like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Here's some paper and a pencil for making notes. And here's your topic. Please do not write anything on the sheet. I would like you to describe a person in the news who you would like to meet. All right, remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so do not worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
All right, so the person that I'm going to describe is Jordan Peterson, who is this literary figure in a sense, but he's lately been more involved in politics and stuff like that, which is probably why he's appeared on the news more often than ever. I imagine him to be this tall, slim individual because I've seen his photos and stuff, and he even posed in a picture with Ronaldo, and he seemed to be as tall as him. So I think, and in terms of his personality and everything that I know about this person, I learned about him on social media. I think it was a couple of years ago when I started following him. I really admired him at first because he talked a lot about responsibility, meaning in life, and he is actually a famous author. He authors this New York Times bestseller book. I think a few of them, in fact. But the one that I happened to just take a look at was 12 Rules for Life. And I enjoy watching his videos, lectures, particularly those that are taken from his university times. And I think he talks a lot about literature, like the Soviet Union based literature as well. And his, I think, beloved author is Dostoevsky, and that's the kind of stuff that he talks about, and something that that resonates powerfully with me. He mentions the idea of how a man who is like a man of conscience, how can he ever be content with himself? Those kinds of lines really like strike a chord with me, if you know what I mean. But really lately he's been more on the political discourse. Like he's been involved in the political discourse in that he's sharing his extremist views on certain matters.
Thank you. Have you discussed Jordan Peterson with your friends?
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Thank you. Can I have the booklet and the paper back, please? Thank you. We've been talking about a person in the news who you would like to meet, and I would like to discuss with you one or two more general questions related to this. Let's consider, first of all, people in the news. What kind of people appear in the news in your country?
Definitely actors and actresses, all these celebrities, and I believe that has to do with the populistic ideas that that are running rampant in Uzbekistan. Certainly, these stories of celebrities who may have passed away, or maybe they have done something, let's say something that would not normally be considered normal. Those are the kind of things that people seem to read about and watch.
Do you think there's too much news about famous people?
Yes, there's certainly a high level of glamour that's attached to the lives of celebrities, and particularly vloggers these days who don't even have this expertise in any sphere whatsoever. People seem to like take their lives and sort of blow them way out of proportion. Let's say if their dog died, they're just going to send these messages that like I want to express my condolences and stuff.
If we replace these famous people's stories with the stories of ordinary people, would it be interesting?
Definitely not. So by ordinary people, just people that follow those news, right? I think media can certainly create drama out of anything. So maybe in that sense, if ordinary people, right, would appear on the news. In fact, I watched this video of this ordinary book salesman who has now been going viral on YouTube. What really marked the difference between him staying anonymous and him becoming famous was just one vlogger who took a video of him and then just sent it out on YouTube. And yeah, I think it would certainly capture many people's attention.
Do you think his fame will be sustained as the fame that other celebrities enjoy?
It depends on how he leverages that fame. I realized that he has established his own YouTube channel, and I think if things go that way.
Let's now talk about public interest in the news. Why do you think people seem to take more interest in bad news than good news?
It certainly has to do with the way media is wired, the whole media industry. They tend to polarize these ideas and certainly exaggerate all the bad accidents that might occur. A good example of that would be airplanes, how the media tends to sort of puff up these messages of how airplane crashes are more common than they actually are. And people might buy into that and believe.
Could it be because of human nature rather than how the media works?
Oh, yeah, it could also be the case that we human beings are driven to drama, and one way to make things so exciting and dramatic is through painting something in a bad light. So this is why a lot of celebrity scandals and stuff like that are just so common these days and are admired.
Why do you think people are interested in the news that does not affect them personally?
Hmm. People tend to believe in the idea that the lives that other people are living. Well, I would kind of disagree with this statement because on some levels, the lives of celebrities or any other major news events, for that matter, they reflect people's own ideologies and their lifestyles, and maybe through that lens, people see themselves projected onto those events. So yeah.
Do you agree that for most people, news is just another form of entertainment?
Yes, absolutely. It's probably the biggest entertainment industry ever. And people, well, it generates a lot of views. We can see on social media, people.
But when something is entertaining, we tend to get a kick out of it. Whereas, do you think people experience the same feelings when they read about something happening in Israel, Palestine,
Yeah.
or Ukraine, or Russia?
Again, the way these media outlets work is they excite the public with their messages. So there's even this way of printing stuff, right? The way they use a particular language instead of saying, well, let's just say decrease, they say slash or like stuff like that. And I think that excites people, and they're like more interested in it than they otherwise would be. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's the end of
Okay.
the speaking test.